Hello everyone and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is an urgent message from the universe. So something you need to hear, something you need to know, some advice for you. There are 4 piles to choose from. I suggest selecting the pile based on the pile marker that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 4, Healing Waters here, because I was traveling last week and I was at a hotel that had like a little waterfall and like almost like a safari inside, which is really cool. And this card has a waterfall in it, so that's why I would use that one. I will put the timestamps for each pile in the description down below, so feel free to pause the video now to select your pile and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, Learn from Life, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are Judgment, the 3 of Swords, the Magician, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. For your chocolate lovers cards, we got Positive Energy and Transformation. All right, my pile 1s. So what is your urgent message from the universe? We start off your spread here with Judgment. And immediately what I'm getting is that for a lot of you, you had a very particular vision about how your life or a specific area of your life was going to turn out. So for example, maybe you said, this is my dream career, and it's what you maybe went to college or university for. It's what you studied. It's what you've always said you wanted to do. And then you started working in that field and you actually kind of hated it and you realized it's not what you want to do. But it was kind of scary to admit that to yourself or let that dream go because you had invested so much time into it or kind of centered your life around that or made it a trait of who you thought you were or who you should be. Another example is maybe you were in a relationship with someone where you really thought there was long-term potential there. For a lot of you, I'm hearing that you were in a long-term relationship, maybe like years, and you thought you would probably marry this person because you had been together for so long, or you would have a family with them, whatever. But with the Judgment here, there's this feeling that you thought this was what you were supposed to be doing. But Judgment followed up by the 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords is a card about heartbreak. And in particular, it's a card about breaking down maybe things that you've planned for or forcing you to make uncomfortable decisions. So for a lot of you, this was forcing yourself to admit that this thing that you had invested so much in was not actually the thing that you wanted, or you weren't a good fit for it, or you had to recalibrate, or the relationship was no longer working. Maybe you got broken up with. The 3 of Swords a lot of the times can indicate a breakup. So it could be that the person that you thought you were going to be with forever, you ended that relationship or the relationship ended. And it has been pretty emotionally devastating for you because you had invested so much into it and you really centered your life around this idea. And so it feels like you're mourning the loss of the thing that you thought you would have. You're mourning the loss of this secure future you had in mind. And now you kind of have to go back to the drawing board and recalibrate and decide where you're going to go from here, which is really scary, especially for people who are afraid of change. But the universe wants you to know, with the Magician here in the middle of your spread, that this pain, this transformation, this ending, this heartbreak was a necessary catalyst to remind you that you can accomplish things on your own outside of this person, or you're allowed to change your mind and you can do multiple things. There are multiple avenues for you to succeed. There are other people that you can be in a successful relationship with. There are other career paths, whatever the situation is. Sometimes the idiom, when one door closes, another door opens. I think that's exactly what the universe is trying to tell you. This is really reminding me a lot of, I was in a long-term relationship and the person that I was dating quit their job. And so we were living in a different country at the time. And this person because they quit their job, they didn't have their work visa anymore, so they were going to move back to where they were from. And I was not really ready to move in with this person necessarily, because I think I had an understanding in the back of my mind that probably we could not be together forever, because there were red flags that I was maybe ignoring, but also I just didn't feel like I had the emotional strength, or I wasn't ready to just completely break up with this person. So we had this plan that this person was going to go back to their home country and get like a place to live and settle into it, and then I was going to follow a few months later and we were going to live together. And I had prepared for all of this. Like, I quit my job where I was living. I had packed up all of my stuff. I bought a one-way plane ticket, and we broke up like a week before it was supposed to happen, because it just was not meant to be. I think we both knew that we were not going to be together forever, but it was hard to admit that because we also didn't necessarily feel like we wanted to break up emotionally in that moment. And the really positive thing about this is that, first of all, I'm glad it didn't happen, because I think it would have been terrible. You know, hindsight is 20/20. I feel like I learned a lot from that experience. And also, because of that breakup, because I had that one-way ticket, I was supposed to go and see this person, but I ended up going to another location because I already had the ticket. Why not? And I got my first ever tarot reading, and that is how I got my first tarot deck, and I started learning to read. So I really feel like that was the catalyst to kind of put me on this path, and it's been really fulfilling for me. And that's just a very long-winded example, but what I'm trying to say is sometimes the things that we thought were going to happen for us, or the things that these really big life decisions, or how we think our lives are going to go, or how they should be going, is not working out for a reason. And I think the universe, when it deals you a blow that's maybe hard emotionally, it always tries to sweeten it a little bit. So what the universe is trying to tell you is that you can use this pain, you can use this ending to better yourself, or to bring something new into your life. The Magician is all about manifestation. You are learning, you are growing, and you are using that to build new pathways for yourself. And in particular, with the Queen of Swords here, this new pathway is allowing you to be a lot more discerning. I think you are a lot better at identifying what it is that you want, what you are a good fit for, what kind of partner you would want in your life. Whereas before, with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, I'm reading this as you maybe holding on to things that you know are not really great for you in the long run, or don't make sense, or are not fulfilling to you intellectually, emotionally, because it's comfortable, because you've already been there, because change is scary, or going back on what you said before feels like not being loyal to yourself or the past versions of yourself. But the universe wants you to know that change is going to happen anyway. It's inevitable. And the best thing you can do at this moment in time is embrace it and use the lessons you've learned to find new ways to bring joy into your life despite this pain from the loss you've experienced. That's also reflected in the pile marker you have here, learn from life, which is exactly what it means. You have to learn from your life lessons. You have to figure out what to shed, what lessons to move forward with. And every time you learn something new, you get closer to being aligned with the kind of life that you want. So I pulled 2 chocolate lovers cards here. The first one is chocolate mousse, positive energy. And on the back of this card, it says, this is a time to move forward. Your confidence will start to grow as things improve for you and negative energies are left behind. Nothing can hold you back when you feel lighthearted and full of positive energy. So keep moving forward and seeing the light ahead. See life for what it is. Shed the old and embrace the new with a passion and confidence that will keep you centered and grounded. Your second chocolate lovers card is Chocolate Buttons Transformation, which says a time of transformation. Old ways of thinking are coming to an end. Something in your life needs sweetening, and you are open to personal transformation. Delve deep into your subconscious. As you learn more about yourself, you will find the deeper meaning of life. So I really feel like these two cards go together because both of them are about embracing change, embracing this thing that you were afraid of, and trying to find the positive in it, because everything that you go through in life is a lesson. It's a good story sometimes, and I think you will feel more accomplished having experienced a wide range of emotions or experiences, more so than if you stayed in the same place because you were afraid of failure or compromise or not knowing what you want. And so that, my pile ones, is your urgent message from the universe. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 2, Strength and Resilience, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 7 of Wands, the 4 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, the King of Cups, and the 6 of Wands. For your chocolate lovers cards, we got Freedom and Inspiration. All right, my pile 2. So what is your urgent message from the universe? We start off your spread with the 7 of Wands, which is really a card about feeling like the odds are stacked against you. And it feels like maybe there's a lot of obstacles in your way, or you just feel bogged down by the day-to-day. For a lot of you, you could be in like a depressive episode, especially with this 4 of Cups here, because the 4 of Cups is a card about boredom. But to me, sometimes it reads as not being able to find any joy in the things that are around you, not being able to see the beauty or what the world has to offer you. And so for a lot of you, you might be, as I said, in a depressive episode or despondent, or you just feel very agitated, or you've given up a little bit on a certain situation because you feel like it's almost impossible, like there's no way for you to succeed. You're not getting any joy out of it anymore. So for example, this could be a project. Maybe you have been working really hard to accomplish a specific skill. Like maybe you've been trying to be an influencer and you just cannot get followers. You feel like you just don't know what you're doing. You're thinking maybe you should give up even though it's your dream. That's just an example. For others of you, it could be that you have been really trying to prioritize your health. Maybe you've been trying to lose a little bit of weight and it's been really difficult for you, and you are at the point of giving up because it's making you feel worse about yourself. All of the trying or thinking about it all the time, or feeling like you can't get past these obstacles in your path. Again, those are just examples, but I think you will know in particular what this thing that has been causing you grief is. And with the 2 of Swords in the middle of your spread here, this is the universe trying to tell you that you are moving a lot better than you think you are. The 2 of Swords traditionally in tarot is a card about indecision or not really making any movements, being in the planning phase. And so I think for a lot of you, you have this feeling that you're stagnant, or like you have all these plans, but you can't quite make them come into fruition. But if you look at the imagery on this particular card, this person is blindfolded and they are throwing the 2 swords. They've already thrown one, and the one that they threw hit the bullseye. They don't even know if they've hit the bullseye or not. So it feels like that. It feels like you have been on the mark, actually. You've been doing a wonderful job. You have hit more goals than you realize or you're giving yourself credit for, but you don't see that because you have your own blindfold on. Maybe you are kind of a self-effacing person. You just are not very good at acknowledging what you have accomplished. And because of that, I think you're only focusing on what you still have left to do, and it's making this entire journey more unfulfilling for you, or it's making it seem a lot harder than it actually is, when in reality you have done so much work and you are on the correct path. And with the King of Cups here, first of all, you could be a Scorpio or have a prominent Scorpio placement in your natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You could also be another water sign, so Cancer or Pisces, or have one of those placements as well. But the King of Cups is someone who is very emotionally satisfied by what they do. This is a person that has a lot of emotional intelligence, and also they're the king. They're the highest court card in the tarot. So this is representative of you once you take that blindfold off. I think if you tap back into why you wanted something, if you focus on the emotional aspects of it and why it brings you joy, or why you enjoy doing it, why it's important to you, it will be a lot easier to move past these feelings like you are not doing enough or you're not hitting the correct milestones. It's like, for example, if you have been working out really hard because you're trying to lose weight and you just feel like, I really hate this, like I hate going to the gym every day, I'm not losing weight at the rate that I want to, I think you might need to reevaluate why you're doing this thing, because you can still make progress and enjoy it. So what is something that you would actually enjoy doing that is maybe active? Maybe you start taking dance classes instead of trying to lift weights or go on like a run every day. Maybe you bring your friend with you to the gym. Maybe you make a really great playlist so that way the time goes by easier. Maybe you say, I'm only going to do like 30 minutes 3 times a week instead of pushing myself past this limit because I feel like I'm not doing things quickly enough, because you have enough time, you're on the correct path, but you are going to burn out, or you're not going to be able to enjoy it. You're going to give up a lot quicker if you feel like it's too difficult. So again, it's really about tapping into the things that will make you enjoy this path that you're on, because you absolutely can do it, but you have to also take care of yourself while you're doing it. And again, the working out is just an example, but maybe that resonates with you as a potential pathway of what you can be doing to make the particular thing that you are struggling with easier for you. Because at the end of the spread here, we have the Six of Wands. So after you tap into making sure that you are feeling emotionally fulfilled, making sure that you are being taken care of, making sure that you are practicing self-care and being kind to yourself, extending kindness and empathy to yourself, that is when you will really feel victorious and start experiencing more victory in this process. And with your pile marker here, Strength and Resilience, this card is all about, you guessed it, having strength and resilience, being able to power through the thing that maybe you feel like you are not strong enough to do, or you don't have enough resources to do. You do have all of that. And being down on yourself is not going to make it easier. You can't criticize yourself or hate yourself into a positive place. You need to be more gentle with yourself, and recognize how resilient you've been so far and give yourself props for that. So I pulled 2 chocolate lovers cards for you. The first is Chili Chocolate Freedom, and the back of this card says, this is a card about bondage and restriction. Most often it is a metaphorical representation of the restraints we place on ourselves. Look beyond superficial appearance and go deeper into the truth and meaning of a situation before you find yourself in hot water. Don't forget that you hold the keys to your own freedom. Keep your options open. Take action to find the freedom you need to move forward. Remember, you are the only one that is holding you back. So to me, this really goes with that 2 of Swords, because as I said, this person has their blindfolds on. They don't even realize how successful they've been, that they've hit the bullseye. And if they take off those blinders, they would be able to see that and really appreciate the level of skill that it took to be able to do that. And so I think that's where you're at, where you're refusing to see the positives, the skill, the strength, the resilience that you have exhibited thus far, because you are so worried about all of the things that you haven't done. And I think not giving yourself that leniency or not giving yourself those props is making it more difficult and making you more prone to burnout. So once you remove that blindfold and allow yourself to see how far you come, how much you've already done, how much you've been capable of, it will make the rest of this journey a lot easier for you. Your second chocolate lovers card is chocolate icing inspiration, and this says, this is a good omen. Feel confident in the knowing that your spiritual, emotional, physical, and financial needs are all being met. Nurture your confident nature and consider the more specific changes that you would like to see in your life. Start writing a list. Vision the changes already taking place. This is a time of great manifestation, so start thinking big. So, instead of focusing on like the things that you are lacking or how you still have so far to go, I would say maybe make a list of, this is what I've already accomplished. These are all of the things that I've done. These are the things that I have to be proud of. And you can still think about the rest of your goals, but don't beat yourself up for not meeting them yet. Everything's a process. There's no timeline or time frame for when you have to have something done. And so maybe making a list and thinking about it as, I get to do these things, or I get to have these things in my life, versus I have to have them done and I have to have them done by this time or else I'm like a failure. So I would say vision boarding might be a really good exercise, but also a board of how you've come so far. Maybe a vision board of like from the start of your journey until now. So think back to who you were when you first started chasing after this goal, whatever it is that has been a struggle for you recently, and think about what that person would put on the vision board. And then maybe you've already reached half of those things. Maybe you got the job that you wanted, or maybe you got the apartment that you wanted, or maybe you made like the friend group that you wanted, and you might not have everything yet, but you're halfway there. And I think that will put things into perspective for you. So that is your urgent message for the universe. For my pile twos, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 3, affirmation for acceptance, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Empress, the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Sun. For your chocolate lovers cards, we got Indecision and Party Animal. Okay, my pile 3. So what is your urgent message from the universe? We start off your spread with this Empress. Now, the Empress is a card that is all about abundance and harvesting the things that you put a lot of work into. So I'm hearing a few different things here. So for a select few of you, not a lot of you, this indicates to me that you are in the process of starting a family. Maybe you are pregnant, you are about to discover that you were pregnant, you're about to conceive, or you are already pregnant. For others of you, this is related to your career or financials. So making more money, getting a raise, starting a new job, something like that. For others of you, this is about your housing situation. So maybe moving into a new place, a new apartment, buying a new place, living by yourself for the first time, living with another person for the first time. And for most of you, I think, this is a reading that is really about your love life. So with the Empress, as I said, this is about harvest and abundance. So there is some area of your life where you are experiencing a lot more movement or a lot more happening to you. And this is all positive change, especially with the Wheel of Fortune following it. I think this is really big, important change. This is like a major life decision or a major life event for you, but it's also something that feels really positive. It feels very lucky, very auspicious. And I think in whatever area of your life it's in, whether it's having a child or finding love or finding your dream house, this is an area of your life where you have previously experienced some level of disappointment. So for example, maybe you have had a miscarriage before. Maybe you've had a lot of problems conceiving. Maybe you've been really unlucky in love. Maybe all of your living situations have been terrible, or you had like a roommate from hell or something. Or for jobs, maybe you were like laid off and it took a really long time for you to be able to find the job that you are currently at. And now that you have it, it's amazing. It's great. It's so good, in fact, that you feel like it's almost too good to be true. Now, with the King of Wands in the middle of your spread, I believe that this is a person that is related to this event. So this person could be a Leo or have a prominent Leo placement in their natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or they could be another fire sign, so Sagittarius or Aries, or have another fire sign placement in their natal chart, but most strongly Leo here. And this person is very significant in whatever this event is. So for example, this could be your partner. This could be the person who you are having a child with or you want to have a child with. It could be the person that you are going to start dating or are currently dating. It could be your boss, the person that hired you. It could be your new landlord or the person you bought the house from, the real estate broker, something like that. But there's someone here who is going to be very big in this situation or has been very big in this situation. And this person has your best interest in mind. This person can be very affable, charismatic. They're kind of a natural leader and they really want the best for the people around them. So you can really put your faith in this person. You can put your trust in this person. They're reliable. They're fun. This person as a romantic partner is someone who is very exciting, who really makes you feel like you have a spark. And they can be very funny, as I said, very charming. They can be very physically attractive. And there's someone who wants to give you the world. There's someone who wants you to rely on each other and learn from each other. Now, here's the kicker. I know you're wondering what it is. We have the Nine of Wands here. And this is a card about feeling defensive and feeling wounded. And I think that this is you here, where you are suddenly being offered this great, wonderful thing from this person, with this person, in this area of your life that has previously not worked out. And I think because of your past experiences, you have a fear or you have a level of hesitation about this. So for example, if you are now pregnant or you're about to realize that you're pregnant, but you've experienced miscarriages in the past, you don't want to get your hopes up because you obviously do not want to, go through that grief cycle again. If this is a job, maybe you're like, I can't believe I got this job. Something must be wrong. Like maybe it's actually secretly terrible and I'm going to hate it there. Or maybe they're going to realize that I'm not qualified and they're going to fire me. If it's a housing, maybe you're like, there's got to be like something wrong with it or something wrong with my roommate, or I'm going to get really lonely living alone. If it's a romantic partner, it's I've been betrayed so much in the past, or I've been so unlucky in love, or this person's too charming. Maybe they're hiding something from me. It's really about second guessing whatever this thing is that the universe has brought to you. And the message from the universe, the urgent thing that the universe wants you to know, is that there is no reason to be afraid or put all these walls up or all these boundaries up or be afraid of being hurt, because the last card in your spread is the Sun, which is the happiest card in the tarot. It's the happiest thing to get. It's a card that is about joy, happiness, celebration, having things to celebrate. And so the universe is really telling you, just accept it for what it is and celebrate it because you deserve it. There's no gotcha. There's no, really big lesson to be learned from it. It's just for you to enjoy. And that's also coming through in the pile marker that you selected, this affirmation for acceptance, because this card is about recognizing the things that you cannot change, and instead of worrying about them, just allowing yourself to let go of that worry, because investing that energy worrying about things that you can't control anyway is just going to stress you out. So, for example, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, and I do feel like that is the case for this pile for a lot of you, if you have a real fear of opening yourself back up to love because you've been hurt in the past, because you've been betrayed in the past, because it's scary to undergo the mortifying ordeal of allowing yourself to be known, there's always the possibility when you open yourself up to love that the other person will hurt you. You're making yourself vulnerable. You're allowing them into your heart, into your mind. And at the end of the day, we cannot control another person at all. We can't control what they say to us. We can't control what they do to us. We can beg and plead, but at the end of the day, that person is only in charge of their own actions. Everything that they do is their own decision. And you, instead of worrying, oh, this person is going to hurt me, because I don't think that's the case here. As I said, with the sun at the end of the card, I think that this is really a great thing to come in your life. But instead of constantly being worried or constantly feeling like you have to be vigilant to make sure that reading between the lines of everything to make sure that there's no funny business or you're not going to be betrayed or you're not going to be hurt, takes you out of the ability to just enjoy the thing in the moment. Because there's always the possibility that you're going to get hurt, but you also have to know that there's the possibility of great joy and love and fulfillment and all of these other things. So again, let go of this worry for the things that are out of your control. If it's a new job and you feel like, I don't know if they're going to respect me or not, the only thing that you can do is, you can do your job to the best of your ability, but you can't control how other people are perceiving that. So at the end of the day, wondering what other people are thinking of you or how they're perceiving you, it's just creating anxiety for you or making you paranoid about other people seeing you in a way that you don't want to be seen. You can only control your own actions. You can't control how other people are seeing you. And with your chocolate lovers cards here, the first one is chocolate topping, which says indecision. And this says, indecision is in the air right now, and you may find it difficult to settle or decide on the best way to handle a situation. It's important to take a step back and see where changes can be made or where the opinions of others need to be considered. So this to me is saying you are kind of in a limbo here where part of you is very excited about this thing that has happened to you, which feels very lucky. But then another part of you is struggling with, feeling like the rug is going to be pulled out from under you, or like everything's too good right now. What's going to go wrong? And this is your suggestion to take a step back and recognize that, what is it that you actually have control over? And what is it that you can change and what is it that you can't change? Because if you can't change, the possibility that someone else is going to hurt you, then you just need to let that go, because worrying about it constantly is going to take away from all of the positive things that could happen to you. And it does look like a great deal of positive things are happening to you, especially with your second chocolate lovers card, this chocolate sprinkles party animal, which says, this is a time of festivity and merrymaking. People are openly enjoying your happy, vibrant, and enthusiastic energy, which is all around you at this time. So hit the dance floor, plan a school reunion or a party, or organize a fundraiser. Your energy is captivating and contagious, so being the center of attention will serve you well. It is what your soul needs right now. So again, this is the suggestion from the universe to let go of the things that you cannot control, let go of this fear, let go of this paranoia, and instead just celebrate everything that has come to you. Don't second guess it. Don't question if you're good enough for it. Don't question if you deserve it. Don't question if it's all going to come crashing down, because I think things will work out a lot more positively than your paranoid, anxious mind is allowing yourself to see. And I think if you lay down that anxiety and you take the time to celebrate whatever this milestone, whatever this achievement you have had in your life, you will feel a lot happier and you will feel a lot more at ease. So thank you, my pile threes. That is it for your reading. Thank you again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Take care. If you selected pile 4, Healing Waters, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Hanged Man, the 6 of Cups, the 10 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Fool. For your chocolate lovers cards, we got Open Your Heart and Success. All right, my pile 4, so what is your urgent message from the universe? We start off your spread with this Hangman, and what I'm hearing is that for a lot of you, your life recently has not been bad, but it hasn't been really spectacular or great. You might be feeling a little bit stagnant or like you don't have a lot going on, and sometimes that's comforting, especially if you're someone who's very averse to change or conflict, but it can also become monotonous, or you can start to feel uninspired or like you're not making the correct forward movement. And I think that for some of you, you feel like you are someone who always puts so much work in to various aspects of your life. So maybe you are someone who really gives 110% at your job. Maybe you're someone who has really invested a lot of time into your hobbies. Maybe you're someone who is always there for your friends or always making the plans. But it feels like you're the one always taking on so much responsibility. And in particular, when it comes to assisting others emotionally. Because we have the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Wands here. And the 10 of Wands is a card about feeling burdened. If you look at this card, the person in the card is holding 10 broomsticks. They look really exhausted. They're climbing uphill. And the thing about the 10 of Wands is a lot of times this burden is self-imposed. This person could have made multiple trips. They probably could have taken their time or decided not to do it. Why do they even have to take the 10 wands upstairs? So I feel like for a lot of you, you kind of exhaust yourselves by overextending yourself because you have such a strong desire to be the best in whatever sector. And in particular, when it comes to impressing the people around you or taking care of the needs around you. So for example, maybe at work, you were someone who really takes matters into your own hands, or at school. So let's say that you are in school and you have a group project. Maybe you are the kind of person who just wants everything done so well that you are the only person who kind of trusts yourself to do it. And so you kind of let other people off easy, or you tell them you'll just take care of it, or it's not a big deal if you do all the work. For others of you, this is more of in your like friendships or personal relationships where you feel like you are always the one really being like a sympathetic ear, a shoulder to cry on. And it's not that you don't enjoy doing these things, because I think obviously you have a certain level of ambition that makes you want to step up to the plate in this way. But I think also it's easy for you to become resentful when you feel like that same energy is not being returned to you. But the reality of the situation is that no one is really asking you to overextend yourself or break your back trying to do all of these things. I think you just feel obligated to because you want to prove your capability or that you're best or you're someone who is reliable. But the universe wants you to know that soon we are moving from this energy of the 10 of Wands, of feeling burdened, to the 6 of Pentacles energy, which is generosity, of other people coming to your aid and helping you in the same way that you've helped them, or giving you resources, giving you your praise, your treats, your rewards for all of this effort you put in, and in particular in ways that are tangible. So it could be, for example, that you receive a raise at work. It could be that your friends throw you a party. It could be that, someone just really tells you how much you helping them has meant to them. But I do see you feeling a lot more appreciated and also feeling like you're getting more of a return on all of this work that you've put in. And that's really reiterated by the last card here, this Fool card, which is about new beginnings and taking chances. So it really feels like it flips a switch and you are on the start of a new journey where instead of overextending yourself and feeling like you have to be the best at everything to make people like you or respect you, you kind of learn to take a step back and allow yourself to exist as you naturally are, to do what you feel is within your threshold of energy and time and resources, instead of thinking that you have to be there for everyone else, allowing other people to be there for you. And I think that this will be very successful for you, and it will make you have a lot more fun in your day-to-day life and your relationships, because I think sometimes if you are constantly overextending yourself kind of for the benefit of other people, or so other people will recognize it, you can be resentful if they're not recognizing it. So that's really coming through also in the pile marker you selected, which is this Healing Waters. This is a card really that's all about washing away what's become stagnant or what is no longer serving you. And in this case, I think it is overextending yourself or taking on responsibilities that do not support you or make you feel good, and instead allowing the universe to reward you, allowing yourself to be the person that's doted on, which I think is maybe difficult for some of you, because a lot of the times with someone who is very ambitious or takes on a lot of responsibility, there is this personality of being hyper independent as a way to avoid maybe emotional intimacy or feeling like you owe something to someone. And so I think that's something that the universe is really asking you to evaluate within yourself. Is there a reason why you feel like you shouldn't be able to rely on the people around you, or you feel like you're not allowed to ask for help? Because in actuality, there are people that want to help you, but it's difficult for you because you don't like feeling like maybe you owe other people something, which I think is maybe a testament to how you were raised, your childhood, or a past experience or relationship that you've been through. And we also pulled 2 chocolate lovers cards here. So the first one is Chocolate Milkshake, Open Your Heart. And this one says, it's time to shake things up a bit. In general, things are going well, but you may feel trapped in monotony at this time. Remember, you are loved, cared for, and content as you search internally to identify that little something that nags to be defined. So this is really a reiteration to me of that Hangman card. Like I said, I feel like a lot of you feel like you are just a little stagnant, monotonous, as it said on the card. You just feel like things are fine, but you're not really getting the return that you want. And it's also easy for you to start feeling like, oh, I don't think anyone actually cares about me in the same way that I care about them, because I put in all this effort and I feel like no one is extending that same effort to me, or no one really cares that I am, doing all of these things. And again, no one necessarily asks you to do all of it. So it's time to take a step back and think, okay, well, how can I open my heart to allow other people, to make that space for other people to extend the same care and the same energy to me. Your second chocolate lovers card is Chocolate Coated Sultana's Success. And this says, hold your head up high and have faith in yourself. Trust that you will make the right decisions. Know that whatever way you go, you will be successful. Stay confident and believe in yourself. So this is really goes with me to this Fool card. So this is saying all of this effort you've put in, all of the hard work that you've been doing, it does pay off. You do get your rewards. You get people noticing. You get, your praise. And it really feels like turning a new leaf. But also, again, the universe wants to reiterate that you earn respect by being yourself and not because of all of the things that you do for people. So it's okay to establish boundaries and say, I don't feel like I have the bandwidth to do this right now, or to take a step back, or to not take on more than you actually want to do or need to do. Because the people that are very important to you will still give you that praise and the rewards, the time and energy anyway. You just have to allow yourself to be open to receiving help or receiving praise, which I think is maybe an issue for a lot of people in this pile because you tend to be maybe self-critical. This is a very type A personality. So that is it for my pile force. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care.